Hey everyone, and welcome to the second annual Cinema Dash Halloween Spooktacular. This year's theme is going to be the slasher. Slashers have a huge reputation for being really shitty. And I mean, really shitty. But here, we're going to talk about some slashers that really change the game and prove that the genre isn't some lowly cash grab garbage. This year, we're discussing 6 movies, because there's 6 days to Halloween and 6 is the evil number, you get it. So we got 5 great movies, and 1 really shitty movie. And what kind of shitty movie review podcast would we be if we didn't start by scraping the bottom of the barrel? Here's Friday the 13th Part 3. This movie sucks. However, the reason I want to talk about this movie is because not only did it create an iconic horror character, it created one of the most widely known film characters of all time. Old Man Ralph. No, dumbass, Jason Voorhees, the most cold-blooded son of a bitch on the planet. Need I remind you, this man has survived almost every known death to man. Dude, in Part 9, a movie that exists for some reason, this guy gets blown to shit. I mean, look at that. He explodes. Let's slow-mo replay that shit. God damn. And then he became some worm spirit thing, but let's not go into that. Point is, this guy cannot die. Well, why are we talking about Part 3, Anthony? Yuck. Well, my son, I'll tell you why. Because this movie is the first time in which we get to see Jason in his most iconic form. He's got the hockey mask, the machete, and the bulk to top it all off. The man is in his prime. But in all seriousness, this movie served as a milestone for the franchise, because Jason wasn't even in the first one. And in the second one, he was just some hillbilly dick sniffer with a chip on his shoulder and a grudge against air and other people consuming it. In Part 3, he becomes the version of Jason that we know today. The Icon. So this movie sucks. Remember when I said that? Here's Friday the 13th Part 3. This movie sucks. There's a lot of problems with this movie, and I get that they were just trying to pump these out and make a quick buck, but the stick-up-his-ass kind of guy that I am just can't not talk about this movie's shortcomings. Probably my favorite aspect of this movie is that it was the first and only one shot in 3D, so everyone looks like a total tool sticking shit directly into the lens. Like, the shots without context make no sense here. The 3D, had it have been here, I watched a normal non-3D version, would have been shit regardless. It's just people throwing things at the screen. There's no depth to it. It's just constant close-ups of mundane shit and occasionally some kills. Also, this old dude shamelessly breaks the fourth wall to put a fake eyeball into the lens of the camera. They truly didn't give a shit and wanted to cash in on the gimmick. Another thing that I love about this movie is that the characters are so dumb and make such stupid decisions that it's just so entertaining and endearing to watch. Like, there's this couple in the beginning of the movie, right, that own this little shop. And the dude is eating a donut out of his own merchandise when the wife walks in and grabs it out of his hand, wiggles it around a little bit, and then puts it back in the box. What? How gross is that? Or a bit later in the scene, we see the same guy dropping the kids off at the pool. He gets up and he just doesn't even wipe, and we're treated to a sick Coca-Cola advert. What the hell are these people doing? Were these actors just told to improvise their movements? Was the director even on set for this? Who the hell shits and doesn't wipe? Listen close too, it sounds like a real wet one. Also, when Shelly does that stupid axe prank shit, Chris's boyfriend says, and I quote,
"Don't look at him. Let's just get the hell out of here."
What? You were just gonna leave a dead body in the middle of the house and then leave the scene of the crime? Are these people insane? I also want to talk about Shelly for a hot minute. Fuck this kid. He is by far the worst piece of human garbage to walk this version of the earth. This kid embodies awful in every single way imaginable. He gets a date with this beautiful girl, and his first instinct is to put on this creepy mask and stare at her right in the eyes. Then when he does this axe shit, he scares the ever-living piss out of everybody there. He's not even a lovable goofball like the movie wants you to believe he is. I hate this man. Like, this scene right here tells you all you need to know about why this dude is such a bumbling asshat.
Food stamps. Shelly! I need some money.
Excuse me, but I believe that's my wallet.
Make a wish.
Can I buy you two guys a beer or something?
He's also the most clueless man I've ever seen in a movie. He walks into a barn where he thinks 2 characters are making stains, and he just walks in and asks around to see if anybody there is having sex.
You guys doing something I shouldn't see?
Like, dude, if they're banging, just leave them alone. Why would you do that? If someone were doing that to you, would you like it? I hate Shelly. As for the good, there's not much. The opening is pretty dumb because it's just like the last 10 minutes of the second one thrown in there to inflate the runtime, but if this isn't the most poppin' 80s synth jam, then I do not know what is. Jason is spectacular as always. I love how the character in the earlier installments just had a nonchalant attitude when it came to killing people. Like, I love the scene in which he kills Vera with a spear gun. The dude just pops a spear in this chick's eye and then just drops the thing and walks away. He truly just doesn't care, and I love it. In later installments, he got more of a personality, which was cool in itself, but this era in emotionless Jason is golden. Overall, the movie's just plain bad. There's no discernible charm that the later entries in the series have. Look at Part 6 and Part 8. Sure, they're not great films, but at least they embrace the campy and comedic potential that the series has. The movie plays itself so straight that it just gets boring. There's no likable characters, the kills are pretty weak and tame for the series, with the exception of the one where Andy gets split in half. The writing is awful.
Sex, sex, sex. You guys are getting boring, you know that?
What would a weekend in the country be without sex?
Cool it, Andy.
And there's a fundamental lack of any fun to be had. But I can't deny its importance, because this was supposed to be the last Friday the 13th movie. Without this movie, we wouldn't have the iconic Jason we know and love, and the slew of sequels that are way more fun and genuinely better than they needed to be. Thanks for watching, everybody, and tune in tomorrow for the next episode of the Cinema Dash's Halloween Spooktacular. I'm DeGe, and this is the Cinema Dash.